So we leave on a cliffhanger once again for Yamada and the Seven Witches. I'm liking this arc. I really am loving this damn arc right now. I think this is my favorite arc I've witnessed in Yamada. Now, judging by how this arc is already going to be 3 damn episodes, when I know for a fact this series is rushed, I'm willing to bet that this arc is incredibly long in the manga. I'm willing to bet it's probably 10 to 20 chapters, because as we know, Yamada's been speed running through a lot of chapters, and so to see how this arc is already going into the 3rd episode, that just goes to show you how long this is probably in the manga. Can anyone confirm in the comments how long this is in the manga? Like, how many chapters this arc we're in is? Because I'm just curious how much they're really, compressing together. But regardless of that, this episode of Yamada and the Seven Witches, man, feels adorableness, drama, and a lot of things building up that makes you see different things going on. For instance, we got some romance, we have some romance triangles building in this episode, which is kind of obvious because it's, a rom-com. And then Shiraishi's also being tampered with in this episode. So let's talk about that cliffhanger. That's something that really interests me and I want to talk about. So, supposedly, we kind of find out Shiraishi's body has been tampered with. For instance, she's swapped bodies with the advisor, the secretary of the student council president. She swapped bodies with the other girl. And right now, she's expelled. So, Shiraishi technically is expelled from school. And to see that right there goes to show us that there's bad things and bad shit going down, because now the student council president is trying to interfere to where Shiraishi can't, meet Yamada. And this is quite bad, because from what we find out in this episode is, if all 7 witches meet up in this, certain area, I'm guessing this certain room too, they gotta meet up and do a meeting, do something, you can ask for a wish. They can grant a wish. And assuming the way this episode was gearing towards, the way it was directing its, story towards, I'm assuming that the wish that's going to be made is probably going to be a wish that erases everybody's memories of Yamada. I want to bet something like that's probably going to happen, because if the witches come together and make a wish, that would mean that there's, no way to overcome that wish, negate that wish and get it out of the picture, or out of play, because, if all the witches are there and they made that wish to where Yamada disappears out of everybody's memories, that would be quite bad. So right now, I feel like Yamada is in a very bad situation, and it kind of pisses me off how the student council president really is at this moment, because if you think about it, this dude is kind of destroying Yamada's life. He's straight up destroying Yamada's life. If you were in that situation, if you were in Yamada's situation, and you had these friends you met in your journey for weeks, months, whatever. You met these friends and you finally could open up and connect with these people, and then you lost them, and then someone's trying to make it to where you lose them completely, where they can never be gone, and they forget you, and then you're wandering around and nobody remembers your ass. You're gonna be, God, fucking depressed. Worse than depressed. I don't even want to imagine, because the biggest thing, or the biggest weakness to humanity, honestly, to us humans, is loneliness. It really is. That's one of the biggest things. Humans are lonely creatures. And to see how Yamada is like that, and how he's going to be in that situation, it really makes me sad for him. Because why doesn't the student council president really realize he's fucking Yamada's life up so bad when he does that? Say what you will, it's just high school, fine. But it's not the point. Yamada's going to be in high school for a little bit. He's going to be in it for a while. And imagine if you had to spend months after months by yourself, and you used to have friends, but they forgot all about you. How would you feel? And so that's kind of the drama I'm seeing taking place in this. And, if I was Yamada, I'd be more aggressive. I really would. I'd be a lot more aggressive and all that, because the student council president, man, they're just fuck. They're pissing me off, the student council right now. They really are. I feel so bad for Yamada. But other things, though, taking place in this episode. Some romance progression here and there with, our other girls realizing that Yamada only looks at Shiraishi as his possible future love interest, which is kind of obvious. She's the main girl of the series, which we kind of figured since the first episode, but also Yamada and Shiraishi have had this connection with them that slowly has been growing since the first episode, to where this romance is building up. And judging by the actions of Shiraishi, the way she acts towards Yamada and tries to not kiss him, and then now you know, when she knew him, she wanted to kiss him. It kind of shows that she had some form of feelings for him. That's kind of what it goes to show you. And so overall, though, with this episode, I felt like the execution couldn't be any better. Like, a majority of us by now know how this anime adaptation is when it comes to terms of following the manga. When it comes to enjoyability and greatness of weekly episodes, it definitely surpasses all expectations. It does. And that's what, once again, what it does in this episode. It surpassed, I think, everybody's expectations. Some great quality stuff going on this episode. Some really interesting take at drama and a serious atmosphere compared to normally what we get throughout Yamada. Because, I mean, it's so weird. Yamada and the Seven Witches, I mean, usually is kind of like a comedy series. I mean, it does have its drama. It has its fair share of drama in earlier episodes, but usually it's a comedy series that, you know, everybody gets up and laughs and you can laugh your ass off at. I mean, that's usually how Yamada is. But somehow, the way this arc is being written, like, you know, how it was written, it has so much drama in it, but it's just such a different vibe compared to other arcs or other episodes of Yamada, which makes me happy, because it's like a breath of fresh air. It really is. And I bet everybody felt like that when they probably started reading this, you know, part in the manga. And so I'm looking forward to actually finally catching up to the manga, because I really love this series. I've been reading it on the side, as I've been saying, and I do plan on catching up with Yamada, because it's so damn fun. It is so fucking fun, man. Woo! Okay, so tell me your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.